was created, when one of the most awaited and one of the most talked about bullion exchanges came into existence. I'm talking about IIBX, the India International Bullion Exchange IFSC Ltd at Gift City. And today we are extremely privileged. It is a huge honor for us because we have with us none other than the first ever Managing Director and CEO of IIBX, Mr. Ashok Gautam, in the house. Before I invite him on the podium to talk to us about how the jewelers can benefit from IIBX, let me tell you that Mr. Ashok Gautam is probably one of the most visible and renowned names with over 36 years of experience in treasury and financial management. Supported by an MBA and FRM qualifications, he has held significant positions including Executive Director and Head of Treasury at IDBI Bank, where he oversaw the global MTN programs and liquidity management. He has also led treasury operations in financial hubs like Hong Kong and Singapore and served on various esteemed boards like FIMMDA and FEDI, and his contributions to financial benchmarks and interest rate options with the Reserve Bank of India highlight his profound expertise. Indeed, probably one of the most difficult luminaries in the entire industry to get hold of. Today, he is here with us this morning. So please, एक बार जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत कीजिए, Mr. Ashok Gautam.
Thank you, ma'am, for the kind words. So, before we start, I believe some 3 questions are being put here. Let us put it here so that we know the numbers and then we'll... so, there are 3 questions for you. Just look at those numbers and then we'll figure it out what to do. Okay, the first question is, are you associated with IIBX in some way? You have heard about it, you know, you follow us on LinkedIn, you follow us on Twitter, you go through our website and you try to find out what do we do. So that's first question. And so I take the answer as yes, mostly in some way or the other. Okay, but let's see the no hands. Okay, so as I take it as yes. Okay, the second one. Oh, see, 100%. And then, so are you a qualified jeweler or a valid India UAE TRQ holder? So this is very important for me to understand, so that those who are not, I will encourage you to get associated with us. Okay, great. And then we have the third one. Oh, great. This is a good percentage to have. This is interesting. So many people, ask, how low we can import. And when I tell them you can import as low as 100 grams in gold and for silver a 20 kg bag. So they all get astounded because through the usual channels, when they go to a bank, they say, no, we have to give a minimum commitment of whatever, 50 kg or 100 kg of gold or maybe a big number of silver. So good that, because that's where we are here for, those who do not know about us and those who are not aware about the full facts. So quickly, we'll go through the presentation. Don't hesitate to stop me. I have exactly 30 minutes. There are many slides, but we'll concentrate on the slides which will matter to you, right? So this is where we are. Let's look at the first slide where we talk about the Gift City. English is fine, or you want me to mix it with Hindi also? English is fine. Okay. So we are at Gift City. Gift City is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. It was a dream project of the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, now in the 3rd term, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. So we are there. And within Gift City, the IBX is regulated by IFSCA, which is our regulator, International Financial Services Centers Authority. Okay, and they roll so many things into one, right? So as the banks are regulated by RBI in India, or domestic area. Capital market regulator is SEBI, insurance regulator is IRDA. You know, all these powers, regulatory powers, if you merge into one pot and stir it and add more, then you have IFSC. Okay. So who are the promoters for us? This is very important for us to know and all of you to know, because many times people ask us, who are our promoters? So the top 5 premier market infrastructure institutions of the country are our promoters. So they have invested 100% in us through a holding company, not only in us, into our depository also. So our sister company depository. So we have MD and CEO of India International Depository IFSC Ltd. If I may request him to just stand up, and so that you can all know him and acknowledge his presence, Mr. Kaushal Sampath. He is the MD CEO of IDI. Thank you, Kaushal ji. So MCX, CDSL, NSDL, BSE and NSE all have 20% each stake. And this is the evolution of IIBX, where some important dates I'll tell you. 29 July 2022, when actually PM had launched us. But let's look at a very important date from which we actually started getting some business, because IceGate was not working earlier at SEZ. So Gift City SEZ became the first SEZ in the country, thanks to IIBX, to have the IceGate. So that you can get all the benefits of tariff rate quota, where you have a 1% benefit and other SEPA benefits you can get. And that was possible only in IceGate. So that's where it is right now. And initial there were glitches. I don't say they are not glitches now also. Sometimes you keep getting those glitches, 3 or 4 days, something is not working. But this is all work in progress. And because now government has rolled out IceGate at all the SEZs in the country, because we became a sandbox case for the IceGate to be implemented in SEZ. And after the success at Gift City, it got rolled out all over India. So now we have IceGate version 2 also, and we'll tell you what are the benefits which are available and exclusive to only you when you come to IIBX. Okay. This is the process flow, very important, because I have the people who are on the supply side also. So if you see the first 4 blocks, this is for the suppliers. So once you become a qualified supplier, and we'll quickly tell you what all needs to be done for you to become a qualified supplier. The bullion bars, whether gold or silver, you have to first bring it to our vaults. Now, earlier I used to say Gift City vaults, now I say vaults, because we now also have vaults in Chennai. So we have vaults not only in Gift City, Gandhinagar, but we also have vaults now in Chennai. We'll talk about that in a bit. Then once you deposit the vaults, bullion in the vaults, then the depository steps in and they create a bullion depository receipt. We'll tell you some of the global firsts which we have done, which has never been done anywhere. And once you have the BDR in your demat account, then you can sell it. So the point we are trying to make here, you cannot short sell. You must bring in the bullion, have a BDR in your demat account, then only you can sell. Similarly, on the buy side, those who are qualified jewelers and valid TRQ holders, they have to necessarily bring US dollar to us. And once they bring in the US dollar to us, then we allow them to bid. So the seller can be allowed to place an offer only when the BDR is with us. The buyer can be allowed to place a bid only when the dollar is with us. So the seller is 100% certain that once they sell, the settlement will happen because the dollar is with us. Similarly, the buyer, they are 100% certain that once the trade happens, they will get their bullion, right? Let's see how it happens. Next slide. So once you have your bid and offer and the prices meet or they match, the trade is done. And when that trade is done, that is the time we have done some global innovations which have never been done anywhere. We'll talk about it. You get the bullion depository receipt in your demat account. That is a buyer. So earlier it was the seller. Seller's BDR has come to exchange. Once the trade has happened, exchange has given it to the buyer. So buyer's account with a depository, right? And now once it is in your account, you can start the process of extinguishing that BDR and taking it out through the customs, right? So what we have ensured that from rupee dollar conversion to the extinguishment of BDR and everything, this happens in less than 4 hours. And this has been proved again and again. Sometimes the issue comes at the customs gate. We'll tackle it later. We'll take it in the Q&A, but that's where we are right now. This is what we had promised 2 years back. That's what we have delivered. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So in the ecosystem, who all are there? Qualified jewelers, valid TRQ holders on the buy side. Then we have trading members. So some of the trading members, I'm sure they are here in the audience, and they will be in any case coming in the conference later in the day. Another important thing is Reserve Bank of India has permitted nominated banks to be the special category clients on our exchange. What does it mean? That not only the qualified jeweler, not only the valid TRQ holder, but also Indian nominated banks can import gold and silver through IIBX. And I can tell you, we are in advanced talks with some of them. We are hoping State Bank of India could become the first nominated bank to come to us. And there are others in the pipeline having discussions. The only issue seems to be some upgrade which they need at their software, MetaGrid software. Then another thing what we have written is the clients at the bottom, DTA clients and international clients. This is what we are referring to when we talk about the gold futures and silver futures. So for you in the domestic area, if you want to hedge your gold price risk and silver price risk, which is permitted by Reserve Bank of India, you can come to IIBX and hedge it in dollar terms. Right now you hedge it in rupee terms on domestic exchanges. If you want to hedge it in dollar terms, you need not go abroad and trade on CME. You will be able to trade on IIBX and hedge your gold price risk and silver price risk. On the right hand side, what you see are the qualified suppliers. So we have some of the qualified suppliers sitting in this audience and some of those who are waiting in the wings to come as a qualified supplier. So good that you all are here. Then we have vaults. I have told you already. So we have 3 vaults in Gift City and we have 1 vault in Chennai. Depository, we have already introduced you to Mr. Kaushal Sampath, and international clients also will be the ones who will be from the other side coming on the gold futures to hedge or trade, because for them there is no restriction. The entities in India can only hedge as per the limits given by their AD banks and by following the Reserve Bank of India guidelines. But for the international players, they can do get in, get out, trade, speculate, pick up some arbitrage opportunities or whatever they want. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this is the detail of the Reserve Bank of India circulars. I am not getting into it. This is available on my website. So if somebody has a confusion that how can we come on IIBX, or if your AD bank says, no, why should I send dollar to IIBX? This is the answer. Please go through all these circulars. Our team will guide you regarding this. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's talk about the products. So that's where when we asked you question, how low you can buy, it's 100 grams. So we have 2 contracts on dollar, 995 purity 1 kilogram and 999 purity 100 grams. That's what you can buy from IIBX. We have both the variants. You love LBMA, be our guest. We have LBMA contracts. You love UAE Good Delivery, be our guest. We have UAE Good Delivery contracts. Okay, and similarly, within UAE Good Delivery, we have a tariff rate quota contract. So if you are having a tariff rate quota, that means you are one of the lucky ones of 852 who have been given this year the quota of 160 tons, where you can import it at 1% duty concession. Be our guest. You can be with us and import that tariff rate quota gold through us. Similarly, till the time there was advantage in silver SEPA being imported through IIBX, we had also launched a silver SEPA contract. This is from Gift City 3 vaults. Next, we'll show you what happens at the Chennai. In the Chennai also, all the contracts have been launched other than the SEPA contract, because it just doesn't make sense now because of the duty which has been reduced from 15% to 6% in the normal case, and for the TRQ from 14% to 5%. Okay, let's go to the next one. So let's move ahead. So let's now talk about the global first initiatives, and I'm sure people who are in India and people who are actually working with IIBX from abroad, you will feel very proud that you are working with an institution which is very innovative, very tech savvy, and doing some of the things which have never been thought about globally. But that's the advantage sometimes when you are a new kid on the block, because you don't carry any baggage. Okay, so we create one-to-one congruence between the bar and the BDR. So if we have a bar in our vault, rest assured there is a corresponding BDR to that bar in our Demat account with a depository. Number one. Number two, we settle all the BDRs every 30 minutes on the clock. So at max of the trade, within 30 minutes you get the BDR in your account, and as fast as in 1 minute you get the BDR in your account, and the buyers who are here, they can actually give that evidence that that actually happens. So I'm so happy because now you all are our ambassadors and you all actually tell everyone in the market that's how it happens. Not only that, we are also the first exchange globally to settle the funds 3 times in a day. We can do it faster, but people say no need. So any trade happening 9 to 12, we settle at 12:15. Trade happening 12 to 3, we settle at 3:15 funds, and 3 to 6:30, we settle at 7. Okay, so the sellers also get their funds faster. So that realization is there. So we have the sellers here and they can vouchsafe and they can tell you that the realization of their material is fastest on IIBX. Okay, and let's go to the next slide. These are some of the norms for qualified jewelers, though everybody has heard about us. But there is something which you must know. As a qualified jeweler, you can import gold, you can import silver, and you can also, of course, hedge. But the only criteria required here is that you must have a net worth of 25 crores. And there are certain other criteria which our team will guide you to understand. But that is one of the most critical criteria. And when we say 25 crore, it's not the turnover, sir and madam, it's the net worth which you have in your company, which you have in your partnership firm. It's very important to get that right. Okay, and then we have the valid TRQ holders. There also a minimum criteria which is required is that you must have the TRQ license from the DGFT. So they open the window January or February every year. Please take advantage of that window, apply to get a tariff rate quota, and that's once it is in your hand, whatever quota has been given. This year, the maximum quota has been given 1,395 kg. The lowest had been given 80 kg. But let me tell you what happens to those people, those who are with IIBX. So those who are with IIBX and they have consumed the maximum quota last year, or whatever quota 100% was given, they have consumed, they have got 1,395. Those who are qualified jewelers with IIBX and they have not applied earlier for the tariff rate quota, they have applied it for the first time, they got how much? Not 80 kg, they got 200 kg. That's the advantage when you are associated with IIBX. So anybody else who does not qualify to be qualified jeweler but has applied for the first time, this year they have got 80 kg. So we'll tell you some numbers. Let's talk about it. Qualified suppliers. So we have some prospective qualified suppliers here. Mr. Malik, can you just stand up? Mr. Malik takes care of our international business and he'll be happy to guide you, how you can get onboarded as a qualified supplier. There are certain criteria which you have to meet. We already have existing qualified supplier with us. Okay, let's look at these numbers which are very amazing and they give me a high every time I look at them. There was a time when we were having a 62 or 64 number for a very, very long time, qualified jewelers, and nothing else was moving. So now we have already 135 qualified jewelers with us. We have 324 valid TRQ holders who are already approved by IFSCA. Then applications are processed. So you see the total number, we are soon going to cross 500. That's very amazing from where we started. We already have 28 qualified suppliers and a large number of 19 applications already under various stages of process, which is right now slowed because we are changing some of the criteria for qualified suppliers to come in. Okay, let's go to the next slide. This is the advantage which you can get under SEPA. So this year, 160 tons of gold at 1% less duty. Next year it will be 180 tons, then it is 200 tons, and that 200 tons remains till 31, 32. So please take advantage of that. And why you should take it through IIBX, we'll talk about it now. Okay, because as you can also take it from the banks, but what are the advantages with us? Let's look at this. And these are the advantages only with IIBX, not anywhere else. If you take your tariff rate quota through IIBX, what happens? You become the importer. And Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance has issued a notification in the month of December last year where they said that if you are an importer as well as a TRQ holder, the IGCR rules, which is import of goods at concession rate of duty, will not apply to you and there will be no end use restriction. What happens if you as a TRQ holder you import through us, then you are the direct importer. So no IGCR rule applies to you. What does it mean? It means you have no end use restriction. Because if you are taking through the bank as a TRQ holder, then who is the importer? Bank is the importer. Then these are two different entities. Then IGCR rules apply and end use restriction apply. So this is a biggest advantage which you have. Second advantage, let me tell you, which we have is in the IceGate version 2.0, which has been implemented across SEZs. Only when you are taking through the IIBX, because that is the time when you are an importer, you can use all the export scripts to pay your duty. This doesn't happen anywhere. So if you are an exporter and you are having the export scripts with you, you can pay the duty by those scripts. So save on the duty. Or even if you don't have exports, you don't have the scripts with you, those scripts are freely available in the market and they're traded in the market. So you can buy at a price which will be less than the value of that script. So we have seen a 100 rupees script being sold as low as 82 or 83 and as high as 99 rupees 30 paisa or 40 paisa. So depending upon at what point of time it is there, what script value you are looking at, you can get those advantages, and those advantages are only available when you are at IIBX. These are some very good numbers. I am very happy to tell you all, and I please request all of you, I am asking for it, give us a round of applause because we have crossed 30 tons. I am so happy to share this number. See, please look at this like this, you know, the first column is only 8 tons, which is till 2024 we had done only 8 tons. In Q1 we did 9 tons, and in Q2 we have already done 13 tons, or more than that, almost 14 tons. And Q2 is still away. Now we are clocking, I mean the highest we have done till now is 894.4 kg in a day. We are consistently clocking more than 500 kg every day. Yesterday we almost touched how much? 800 we almost touched. Day 4 yesterday we almost touched 700. It's all thanks to you. Because I always say in my interactions, in my media interviews and on the stage wherever I am, if you find economic value on IIBX, you will definitely come. It's our job to tell you that there is an economic value, but do you see it? Unless you see it, you will not come to us, whatever noise I make. But I am quite confident the economic value which we bring on the table is very attractive for you. Please come and join IIBX. Let's go to the next slide. This we have seen. Next. Another important thing which has happened, so this noise is in the market that on IIBX there was only silver SEPA trade. But let me tell you, recently we had a 4.5 tons of silver LBMA bars traded on the exchange. And what happened to that? A part of that was delivered on MCX. This is what we have been wanting to do for a very, very long time. So you can buy the gold and silver, and subject to whatever are the MCX criteria, you can deliver that bar on the MCX. Not only MCX. The moment this flyer was flashed on our page on LinkedIn, we got a call from NSE. What are we missing? Can we have a conversation? Can we do it? I said, yes, anybody can do it. But this is only first step. Next step is we create an electronic linkage that if you give me instructions that under your name you want to deliver at MCX or NSE or BSE or any other exchange where you are having gold futures or silver futures and you want to deliver there, we'll transfer it electronically, the details, and also we'll ensure that the gold bar and silver bar moves from our vault to their vault, that exchange vault. Point number one. Point number two, when we have the domestic spot exchanges where gold and silver, and I mean in the form of electronic gold receipt, silver let's keep it out, gold receipt, EGR, gets traded. Then also what we have already worked on, that prototype called BDR to EGR portability, that's already there. So at the click of a button, if you want that whatever you have bought as a BDR, that gold bar, to be delivered to the domestic exchange where they have launched their spot exchange, it can be electronically transferred, the details, and the physical bar movement can happen. Of course, post duty payment, customs duty you have to in any case pay. So these are the things which we all are working on. Let's go to the next one. So very important, I have next 5 or 6 minutes. I'll take 3 or 4 minutes on this gold futures. That's what I was just saying in the beginning. You need not be a qualified jeweler to come to IIBX. You need not be a valid TRQ holder to come to IIBX. But you must have a gold and silver price risk exposure. If you have that exposure in your book, you can reach out to your authorized dealer bank, and through that bank you can get a limit set up for you. And with that limit, they will give you a special current account which you can open, and you can start sending and bringing in your margin, because all the gold futures and silver futures will be on a margin. Okay, let's go to the next one. Who all can participate? Refiners, bullion dealers, bullion importers, jewelry exporters, domestic jewelers, and residents other than individual having exposure to the gold price risk. Other than you and I individually, anybody who has an entity and has a gold price risk can come on IIBX. So what else you need? You don't have to set up your offices in Dubai, Singapore or London to trade on CME or any other domestic, international exchange or international OTC bank or anywhere. You can just do it from India in US dollar, which is a USP. And we know what happens when you try to settle between your subsidiary or associate. I don't want to talk about it. But here you can have clean books and you can hedge it. And let's look at some of the, so this is important. We have 8 contracts running in a 13-month period. So 3 consecutive months, and then every even month we'll have the contracts for gold. Our minimum which you can hedge is 1 kg, okay? And prices are there, and we run this contract from 9 AM till 11:30 as of now, but we'll run it for 22 hours a day. Okay, these are the details. I'm not getting into it. These are available on our website, and also meet our team members. Let me introduce you. Mr. Bipin, can you just stand up? Mr. Sarath, can you just stand up? Mr. Harsh, can you just stand up? So they are part of our business development team. They will be very happy to interact with you during these 2 or 3 days we are here. And they'll guide you everything about gold futures and silver futures. And of course, I am there. So I always say that any difficult question which you ask me, I direct to my team. Okay, let's go to the next one. So these are all things. I am not getting into details. Okay, this I have already talked about. And very important thing from the supplier side, please understand, in case you have brought your gold and silver and for some reason you are not able to sell it, or you find that maybe you're getting a higher premium in say Turkey or in China or anywhere, we are in a free zone. You can re-export without any hassles. This has been tested by the qualified suppliers. So please rest assured, no duty has been paid, no duty has to be reclaimed. It's in the free zone. So the way you have kept your gold and silver in Dubai, Singapore, Switzerland or wherever, you can keep your gold in Gift City or Jai Mata Di vaults. Synergies with banks. So banks are not there. I am not getting into this piece here. This I'll take up tomorrow. Okay. A lot of things we have to do. Some of the things I have already told you. One more thing which I have not told you is the repo which will launch against the BDR. Okay, next slide. We have a knowledge center. Go to our website. Everything you will find, whatever I'm telling, more than that is available on our knowledge center. There are videos and presentations and interviews and recordings of webinars and seminars. Thank you. I am within my time. So you have some questions, I'll be very happy to take. Or if you have no questions and you think about the questions but are feeling shy to ask, on one-on-one, we can answer those questions. Over to you. Anybody have any questions?
Yes, sir. We are sending a mic to you. Please introduce yourself as you pose your question.
Yeah, it was an excellent presentation.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much for that. Only one thing which I want to confirm is that, the duty scripts you are telling us that it can be done only through IIBX, not through nominated agencies or other banks. So is there any notification for that? Banks can't do it?
Sir, try. The taste of the pudding always lies in eating. So one or two banks tried, they failed. So I tell you what IceGate says, that duty script should be in the name of that importer in that importer's account. And banks are not buying themselves. The duty script, who is giving? Is the ultimate beneficiary. So there, that is a challenge which lies. That's why here it is a seamless process. And people have used it not only for direct import of gold and silver, but also for the TRQ import. So for TRQ import, for direct gold and silver import, you can use the scripts on IIBX. Okay, let me correct myself. I don't want to talk about banks. Let that be done by FinMed. I'll talk about IIBX. You can use the scripts at IIBX in a more seamless manner. Does this satisfy you?
And secondly, regarding the future exchange of IIBX, so this has been just started. So how is the liquidity at present for this? Liquidity of the future contracts as of now?
Okay, so as I told you, there is a process which is involved, that people have to take their limits. So yesterday CNBC was interviewing me and I told them, I have the information that some top 5 big names have already got their limits. So they are in the process. So there is a process. See, for us, it's the economic value which the end user derives on our exchange. So who all will come? So we are not creating any circular trading or generating any artificial, volumes. We need end users to come. So the end users are getting ready. They've already told us that their limits are in place. Now next thing which is happening is they are getting their APIs connected through us. Because from morning till 9 to 11:30, they can't put the prices by, so they will use the APIs on both sides. So both sides are getting ready. So it's a very good piece, because initially when I used to come, everybody used to knock, hey, how much is the volume on IIBX? And then they will say, oh. Now I tell them and I say, please clap. Same thing will happen for futures, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was such a lovely audience and very happy to be here.